Well, welcome to Noel's World of Whiskey, and what the heck have we got here? This was the Renaissance series, and of course the last video I did was of the 17 here, the very last of this chapter 1 to 4 series that I had actually accumulated, which completed the whole chapter 1 to 4 then. Up till then I was missing the 17. So I promised you that when I finished reviewing the 17 that I was going to do a comparison of the other 3. Now, what can I tell you about these whiskeys? They're all cask strength. We start off with the 15, it's 51.9%, and then we go to the chapter 2, the 16-year-old, 51.4%, and chapter 3, the 17-year-old is 50.8%, and of course the chapter 4, the 18-year-old is 50.2%. And you notice how they decline in ABV, just a small percentage, but that's what happens. As they're in the cask longer each year, you lose a little bit of the angel share. Now, what else about these whiskeys? The 15 is exclusively sherry casks. We get into the 16, we have both the bourbon and the sherry, right up to the 17 and the 18. We're looking at unchill filtered. And what can I say about color? Well, I'd read on the internet there was no coloring, but in the last review, you know that I did read out right on the label, it's Farbstoff, which is German. There's color added. Now, most of you that have been through this with me before, these shootouts, you know how I put a number underneath each glass here. And I have it written down, but what I do is then I switch the glasses around to where I don't know which glasses are which. And basically, we start our testing. The first thing I'm going to do is get rid of these boxes and the bottles, and we can get started. So these glasses have been switched around to where I haven't got a clue what is what. So we're going to start here. We'll start on the left, and we can call this A, B, C, D. And let's start with the nose and then the palate, okay? All these guys have a good nose, so it's going to be trying to distinguish the difference. But I do like the nose. The umami, the stewy smell, and a little bit of a bouquet too. Okay, let's do the palate, Solangiva. Now getting a little bit more tart notes like the citrus, the orange. It seems to be dominating more than the stewy notes, the umami notes. I've got a little bit of toffee mixed with maybe coffee and toffee. Okay. We've got a bit of that chocolate stuff, the dark chocolate going on. I'm going to sort of move through these fast because I can spend too much time on one, but we'll just kind of leave it at that. We are going to have to clean our palate each time. A little more stewy notes here than on this one here, the A. Yeah, I get a little bit of the toast like I did on the 17. Burnt toast. The palate. Okay, a little bit of stew, but still similar to this, and that we're getting. I'm getting some tart berries, almost jam, tart jam, and the chocolate. And leaves a good coating on the mouth too. Oily, viscous. Okay. This is sort of a run through here, so before I start to really give you comments on it, just reflecting my tasting notes and that. So the nose, something between chocolate and I would say a flower garden. That's what I'm getting. Okay, maybe some lavender. Lemon meringue pie. Yeah, it's a pretty decent nose. Let's move on to the palate. Some angela. We got some white pepper, maybe a wee bit of nutmeg, and got some orchard fruits, a little bit of that honey granola, and again some grapefruit, some of the citrus notes there, grapefruit and oranges, and let's not forget about the orange chocolate, and of course the figs and the dates and that. Well, we get those pretty much with all of these whiskeys. All the Renaissance series seem to have that, but not bad. Anyways, let's move on to D. A little bit lighter nose. Umami in the background, but citrusy. Heather. Okay, the palate. Salangeva. Bit of bite, a little bit of wood, some tobacco, coffee, chocolate, mixed with, I'm going to say some of the dark fruit. So we've just sort of gone through them fairly fast. You just kind of get a taste, a bit of a feel of what we're doing here, but now it's time to kind of get a little bit better, more organized and start to narrow down to which one is really standing out. This was A, so let's go back to A, and we gave it the nose, so I'm going to go straight to the palate now. This one here, of all of them, I just kind of feel like it's the mellowest. If we're gonna describe anything, mellow. It doesn't seem to have the intensity of the other three, but it is rich. I'm not getting a lot of the umami stuff I get out of the others here, but you know, the chocolate, the dark chocolate. I can smell the leather from here, by the way. Something tells me this might be one of the shorter finishes of the bunch here, but I mean, these are all pretty incredible drams, so this is not an easy task. It's rich, but I'm going to leave it at that. So we'll kind of, as we start off, the keynotes here is not quite as long a finish, not quite as intense as the rest, but a great dram. Salangeva. Yeah, more intense. Getting some of the sherry notes, but also getting the citrus and all that, probably from the bourbon cast, and that probably, I'd say a little bit of vanilla too. So that, you know, that to me is a bit of the bourbon influence, but we are getting that jam, blackberry jam, and that maybe even a little bit of raspberry jam. I get chocolate and all this stuff, so I'm going to say this guy here, a little more intense than that. The flavor profile is going to be a little more contrasting. It's got a longer finish. Okay, now let's clean the palate. Let's go to C. Cilantro. Tart berries. Little bit of that meringue stuff, lemon meringue pie, maybe orange meringue pie. Longer finish again. These two have longer finishes than this. This seems to be a heavier body. This might be a little bit lighter body than this. Is in terms of oily, yeah, still oily, but this just seems to be it's just so jammy, you know. I like this stuff. Okay, let's clean the palate. Now we're on to D. Cilantro. It's got some wood. There's no question about it. It's got some lemon notes, citrus notes, and that. This just seems to be exploding with different stuff all of a sudden. I'm getting a lot of aniseed right now. Again, there's a little bit of the wood still that I'm getting. Long finish, very long finish in this one here. So far, I'll be honest with you, these are all good drams, but my own personal preference, my palate, this guy here would kind of slide a little bit. These three just seem to be a little more intense than this guy. That's just the way I'm getting it now tonight. So of the three of these, I'm going to have to go through them. So what I'm going to do to keep this simple, I'm going to put this guy aside here and focus on these three right here. Okay, B, C, D. Let's see how they do. B, cilantro. It's rich, but rich in a different way than this. It's rich in its mixture of just about everything's going on here. I'm going to say the figs, fig Newtons, something that we had as we were kids. There was my mom used to put honey graham and peanut butter together, so it's kind of something like that, you know. With overall, a really nice dram. It's got a long finish. This is not going to be easy, but I do like this one here. Cilantro. Even getting a little bit more stewy here. Wee bit more intense, but in a good way. Rich. A little bit of the sherry stuff that was going on over here with the dark fruit. And I'm going to say the chocolate. It's kind of like a bitter chocolate, and the coffee notes, jammy, coating my mouth. Really coating. This coats my mouth more than this does. My teeth, my gums, everything. Balanced, very very balanced. This is a really balanced drink. The tobacco's still there. Slight bit of bitterness, very slight, but good stuff. I like that one. D, cilantro. This might be the most intense of the bunch. It's got a little bit more of a bite, and it's probably a slight bit woodier than the rest. I have no problem with that. I don't mind wood. I mean, some people might not like this, might find it too woody, but I don't mind it at all. Everything about this is intense. This is an intense whiskey, but it's the umami's there. You've got the sherry notes. There is tartness. There is the berries. We're even getting a bit of that menthol stuff here. It's kind of like, should I do this? Because I really think this is the one that stands out. I might have to do this one more time before I do this. You know. Well, here we go again. So this is B. Salongiva. There are some similarities in the two of these, by the way. This might be just a little more complex. So we've got all the grape notes, the raisins, the dates, the dark fruit. We've got the chocolate, we got the citrus, we got the orange, but we're getting that in all of these. And what adds to it is that umami note, the stewiness of it. Again, not as intense maybe as this guy here, but bit of saltiness. Overall, similar to this, but not quite as intense. Really a likable dram. So we'll go back over here and just see if there's anything different going on there. Here's Salongiva. This does trump that. But we got one more here to do. And I'm just sort of saying these are very similar, okay? So we're going to go to C here, and or probably D. B, C, D. Salongiva. The bite, woody, umami notes, chocolate, all the tobacco, the coffee notes that I mentioned earlier, the jammy stuff going on, but slight bit of a bite. If you don't like the woody notes, I don't think you'll like this, because it is a little more woody than the rest of them, but it's also got a lot of neat stuff going on that I like. And that's why I'm having a hard time with these two, because this is more complex than this. There's no question about it. But a lot of times if it gets too woody, then suddenly you're not enjoying it. But, you know, and you let it sit a little bit longer and then it settles down, you know. But overall, as my palate is right now, this here might squeak by this guy here, but believe you me, these three are players. This is going to be the trump. Give you the numbers. This is number 4. That's the 15. 15, remember, was exclusive sherry, okay? So I put that kind of in the background. I listen, still a decent dram, and when I finish this off, you'll definitely, you know, I'm going to say all of these. You could purchase any one of them, be happy. Woody, but I'm going to tell you a little bit about this after, because I think I know what it is. So this guy here is, I see, I'm going to have to, a 3. So this is the 3. So we know that that is the 18. And I kind of knew, because I could taste the wood. So number 4 was the 15, number 3 is the 18, and then of course that is number 2. Okay, this is the 16, and that leaves the 17. Yeah, so there it is. Well, number 1. So anyways, 17 overall. I just feel this is the strongest player right now. By the way, for those of you that don't like as much intensity, you would really like the 15. It might trump out all these with your palate. So anyways, let's leave it at that. The 17 victorious. And on that note, I'm going to ask you to drink wisely, drink intelligently, and do not drink and drive. Salongiva.